Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to change the fuel filter in the car. The fuel filter is located ahead of this rear left wheel. That is right here. You can see the filter mounted on top of that clamp there, that one. It's a plastic filter. There are two lines to it, inlet and the outlet. But to gain access to this side, it's always a good idea to jack up the rear left wheel. So, you can squeeze in. Let's see how this is done. There are two fuel lines to the filter. This one is the outlet line and this one is the inlet line from the fuel tank. And as you can see, there are spring-loaded clamps at the end of the hoses. So you'll have to undo it using a plier so you can pull them out. Let's undo this hose clamp which is there. There's one on the top here. Just pull it down and you have these hose clamp pliers. You can also use a normal lineman pliers, but since I have this, I'll be using it. It's very easy to clamp onto it and pull it out. The petrol which is already there on the line may spill out, so be careful. Once you pull the filter down, you will get access to removing that outlet pipe. We'll also replace these clamps to newer ones. I have a bunch of clamps which I bought from AliExpress. I think I'll change these hoses as well because they look pretty degraded to me. So I've got these replacement hoses. We'll remove the stock hoses and replace them with the newer ones, trimmed to the correct length. Okay, so the outlet fuel pipe has been changed. Now this is the replacement fuel filter. It only costs about 42 rupees. So it's always a good idea to change it once in a year or two because these fuel filters get clogged with all the rust. So this is a new filter and this is the old filter side by side. I'll show you the contents inside the old filter in a moment. Secure the fuel filter inside the clamp. Connect the fuel filter outlet pipe into the filter and secure the hose clamp properly. So the tube is inserted and it has been clamped properly. So the new hose and the new filter and clamps are in place. The filter clamps itself at that location there. Now what we'll do is we'll start the engine and see that there are no leaks. Guys, when you install a new fuel filter or even an oil filter, you need to turn the key to ignition multiple times to ensure that you prime the system and you remove any air that may have entered the filter during this installation. This process will actually help ensure that the filter is properly filled with the oil or fuel before you start the engine. So there are no leaks anywhere in the system. This is a new hose in the clamp. Now let me show you what comes out of this old fuel filter that we just took out. It comprises mostly of rust which is deposited inside the fuel tank, as you can see here. This is completely rust. What you see here is petrol mixed with rust because fuel tanks of those cars of those era were made of metal. These days it's made of fiber, so we don't have to worry about it. But still, it's always a good idea to replace these filters because it's dirt cheap. just costs about 40-45 bucks. So replacing it once a year or once in 2 years will be extremely helpful for the engine. Let's see the parts used in this DIY. This is a fuel filter. This is a rubber hose. This is a normal rubber hose. You can also use a braided rubber hose. This is a spring-loaded clamp which is used in the fuel hose. This is a parts diagram which shows the fuel filter and the clamp. Thank you so much, guys.